Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live event. I am your host tonight, Ty Tangles. I'm here alongside a guy you guys have probably never heard of, unless, of course, you've been living under a rock. Mr. Fox, hey, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. And, of course, we're joined also by our other caster, who is a CCS veteran and all-around good guy. Talon, how we doing?
Dude, it's doing great. First cast of the season, super pumped.
Super hyped, ladies and gentlemen, because tonight we have them. That's right, FlipSid Tactics makes their CCS debut tonight, and they're also playing Reverse Esports. Fellas, what do we know about these two teams, I guess, generally?
Well, personally, I know FlipSid has competed in the Pro League roster, but they haven't shown that much success in it due to their roster always trying to find the right fifth to fit with the team. Now they actually have picked up Jarvis, and I'm excited to see, what they've put together for this match to see if they, could show some signs of that success that they've been looking for.
Yeah, I completely agree here. With Jarvis, coming from Ominous, from CTM, I do think it should be an interesting pickup onto FlipSid. Again, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to be playing out yet. So this is, I think, going to be the very first time that they're going to be showing off the roster play publicly. Very interesting to see how well they come out the gate.
Absolutely. Before we get too deep into the rosters, let's actually have a look at them. First up on the agenda is going to be Reverse Esports. Now, me personally, I have not heard of Reverse Esports, but they did come out in the CCS Open qualifiers, and they did their business, and now here they are in CCS Invite League. Looks like their starting lineup tonight will be Avenge, Pretz, Insane, Tater, and Nick Ranger. And I got to tell you guys, I for the life of me have not heard of these guys before, but it is quite a big accomplishment to get to this point.
Yeah, of course.
100% agree, yeah.
It being their first season in CCS, I don't know how much prior experience any of them have due to, them being the new team in the season. I'm not really expecting a huge blowout from them, but I'm hoping they put up a fight, especially against a team at the caliber of FlipSid here.
Yeah, for certain. That's one of the things that I personally love about, open qualifiers and being able to get into like the main league is that, you have some of these guys that have never played before, or, a brand new team that they get the chance to really kind of show themselves off on like the sort of stage that they're going to be competing in. And I really do admire that CCS quality, whereas now, like in ESL, you have to go through Challenger League, you have to get up and go through the relegations to get to Pro League. But no, if they've proven that they're a good enough team, then they can be right here along the big guys.
Totally agree.
Absolutely. Well, we don't know much about them now, but I'm sure we will find out soon. And with that, let's take a look at FlipSid's first new roster reveal.
For FlipSid Tactics, we are going to have Mint, the loyal IGL that they've always had, Hot and Cold, Hojo Man, their new pickup Jarvis, and Easily. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. Where's Adam? Now, Adam, due to some reason, Adam is not able to play tonight's match. I do not believe that he's been taken off the roster. Easily is FlipSid's coach, and he will be standing in for Adam for tonight's match.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing too crazy going on here. Don't go crazy. Yeah. So Jarvis is the actual pickup. I believe they dropped Chapstick. That's some details we can get on in later. Easily, again, is just going to be subbing in for Adam. I don't think it's going to hurt them too much overall. I think, sometimes they might have to be kind of guiding him along the way, but being their coach, he should kind of know the general idea of some of their strats. So it's not going to just be a random, pulled out of the crowd. So they should be fine.
I'm excited to see how they play with this setup.
I agree with y'all. Now, we did have to delay the whole deal 15 minutes because of a Discord thing. Both of the teams are in the game right now, so we're not going to delay much longer. Right now, we're going to switch on over to the bans for tonight, and we are going to watch as these teams ban live in real time. And before the first ban comes out, we will talk a little bit about the matchup as a whole. Do you guys think that, I looked at the vote. In Discord, we posted a vote where we gave everybody the opportunity to put a little notification down on the team's charm. Fix that for you just a little bit, guys. And kind of vote on who they think would win. And I think it is currently sitting at I know it's overwhelming in the FlipSide's direction, but right now we're sitting at 42 for FlipSide and 11 for Reverse. How do you guys feel about this matchup? I mean, I know we don't know a lot about Reverse, and we can only assume, but they did make it to this level, and FlipSide isn't doing the best that they've ever done. So do you think that maybe these guys could meet up somewhere in the middle as far as skills concerned?
Of course. I mean, like I said before, FlipSide's at that caliber where they're at Pro League, and the big issue that a lot of teams from Pro League and Challenger and like other leagues differ from is that Pro League is so far ahead from these other leagues. And I'm excited to see that with this FlipSide new roster, if they do change anything or, show the blowout that they need against Reverse. But on the other hand, if Reverse can put up a fight and take some rounds off of FlipSide, that shows that Reverse is more than just a team that, got by. It shows that they have the aggression and they have that glimmer of light that, can bring them somewhere. So I think FlipSide's gonna win it here, but I'm excited to see how it goes.
And with that, the first band comes out, and it's Cafe.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Fox. There, do I think Reverse is going to win it? No, unfortunately, I do think FlipSide should be taking the series 2-0. That's just kind of my predictions, but I do think that Reverse should be able to take up a few rounds, just here and there. Obviously, when you make a roster change on any team, you could be the best team in the world, and you make a roster change, there's still going to be holes to fill in. There's still going to be gaps that you haven't quite learned. This roster change only happened a few days ago, as far as I'm aware. So they're probably not going to be like the full strength team that we know and love. So just make sure you just keep in mind back of your head that, Reverse, they can try to find some of those weaknesses and try to exploit that. Like I said, Cafe will now be the first ban. Nothing too crazy. Honestly, FlipSide does have a much wider map pool, but it comes back down to, how much does Jarvis know of FlipSide? If it was the old FlipSide roster, I feel like they could probably just go to any map, and a lot of different bomb sites. That's one of the big things that FlipSide really had going for them, was that, hey, we have all these sites that we can play. Cafe, they tried to play Bakery, didn't really work out for them. Border, a lot of people started playing customs. They started doing that. Oregon Union playing Big Tower. The list goes on. However, I don't think we're going to be seeing too much of that. Maybe just a little bit of it. But again, FlipSide, they're doing well so far.
Absolutely. The thing about it is everybody's here for a reason. There are some tier 1 teams. There's some tier 2 teams. There's some tier 3 teams all in the league mixing it up. But what people have had to go through to get to this point, I don't think you could take the best team in the league and the worst team in the league, put them together. Even then, I wouldn't expect anything to go 10-0. That being said, of course, FlipSide has been together for a long time. They got their communication down. Their workload is insane. They practice every day, whereas some of these tier 2 and 3 teams don't have the opportunity to, because maybe it doesn't make fiscal sense to. However, on the Reverse side, quote unquote, we have Reverse having a lot of footage and a lot of knowledge about the way that FlipSide operates. So that being said, we'll have to see if Reverse decides to pull anything a little bit on the crazy side to kind of contend with a team that might be playing the meta a little bit more on par. And as we say that, the second ban from FlipSide comes out, and it will be Clubhouse, another seemingly standard ban in North America this season.
An interesting thing about this setup is that most people know FlipSide is a tactical team. They're precise to the point. They don't go for over excessive plays. They're not like a huge team that will just, eliminate the entire team with just aim. They use strats. They bring knowledge to the battlefield, and they win their games by outsmarting the opponent. And something that a lot of tier 1 teams struggle with is being able to play against kind of I don't want to use this term, but like the rank team setup where it's super hyper aggressive, super puggy, always pushing, aggressive, like Ash behind 2 drones. It's just super in your face play style. Now, FlipSide has always been that team that if they're able to go brain to brain against a team, they'll always come up on top. But and struggled with teams who can, bring that aggression. So I'm excited to see with this Reverse team, if, since they're a brand new team, they don't have that brain, I don't want to say they don't have the brain, but they don't have that precision, coordination, precision that they try and use their aim and self-skill, individual skill to take the win. And Bank will be the second map from Reverse Esports. I'm expecting FlipSid to kind of band out the maps where it's super hyper aggressive.
Yeah, for certain. And I think you did bring up an interesting point there, is that the teams that aren't really fully there in terms of like the strategy or coordination wise definitely have to make up for it in other ways, namely that kind of mongoloidy sort of play, just getting in there, getting things done, just rushing in, that hyper aggression as you mentioned. So you do have to pay attention to that. As teams get better and better, they don't have to rely so much on lucky picks as much as they can more rely on that pure strategy. With that, Reverse is going to go ahead and ban out Skyscraper. Nothing too unusual yet. We still have Border, we still have Oregon, we still have these other maps that they're not too crazy to see go on into the late game. Honestly, FlipSid, in my opinion, can go to any map that they want. I think they're just kind of along for the ride right now, whereas Reverse is definitely going to be the team to really have to try and tactically ban what they want to not play.
Yeah. Now, I have to ask you guys, both of you with PL and high-level play experience, I'm just a regular Joe here. When you face off against a team that we know, that for a fact doesn't have the experience, doesn't have the play time, hasn't played at the same level, and probably isn't as good as you when you just break it down to the raw skill, what is your mindset when you're deciding what map to play? Are you saying, I'm going to use my knowledge of the map and the vertical play to unroot them? Or are you stomping in there like you own the place and just thinking, hey, it doesn't matter what map we play on, we're going to take these guys no problem?
Well, there's a big thing about, having that mentality like, oh, we're better than them. That gives the momentum. But like you said, that you ban certain maps, I think a ton of maps that get banned are the maps that get a little closer than usual, where it's not all about, who gets the right pick, who gets the right frags, such as Clubhouse, Chalet, where like anyone has a fair game. And it doesn't matter who's outsmarting who, it's just about who can be in the right position at the right time.
Yeah.
And yeah,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna finish into the map phase.
Oh, okay, yeah. So one thing that I do want to note is that FlipSid cannot underestimate any team they come up against, right? Because if you underestimate people, like you're done. Like you're gonna get, we showed in the Era match, right? So FlipSid versus Era. Personally, I think FlipSid went in there underestimating Era, and they kind of got punished for it. They were expecting one sort of play style, and then they got another one, and it definitely showed they were not prepared for it. And that can be the same for every single matchup, from here on and out. So going in and just finishing up the map phase, Oregon actually banned by FlipSid. Honestly, that's a big surprise, but we can get into that later. Reverse did decide to pick Border. That means that FlipSid picks Console, and the decider will actually be Coastline, something we don't very see too often. Fox, why do you think that Oregon got banned by FlipSid?
Throughout this history, I know, like you said, FlipSid can play pretty much any map, but there are some maps that they continuously pick, such as in Pro League or against other teams, that they just aren't able to get the edge off. And like I said, they're a more tactical team. So Consa and Coastline, definitely being more tactical maps. Consa, it's kind of bland in a way, but there's a lot you can do with it. And Coastline being one of those maps that has yet to be undiscovered, yet to be discovered, yet to have kind of a base setup for any of the rounds or any of the sites and takes. So I'm excited to see them play on that. As for Border's that more, ruggish. You can do a lot with the strats, but there's a whole lot of gunfights that happen to win around in that map.
For sure. And with that, we will get into map number 1. Border, Reverse is going to be starting on attack. FlipSid on defense. Army lockers, nothing too crazy already. We already have the mirror. Should be seeing that inside of security, unless maybe they have something a little bit different for us set up.
I'm curious to see if FlipSid does anything out of the norm, or if they're just going to, save kind of their better strats for Pro League or relegation, or if they're going to kind of pull everything out here. It seems to be that they're doing a heavy dome hold. I wonder if
peculiar.
Reverse is going to be able to pick up on it right away and adjust
got that center spot inside of office actually reinforced. That is something that is easily native from the skylight. So the fact that they might want to be playing in there is quite interesting. You know, a lot of teams won't be doing it. However, we will be seeing Pojo is going to be putting that second mirror inside of security. Nothing too crazy. The first mirror is actually put on box so that way it can help cover that security window and door. Nothing too crazy there. I believe they honestly just reinforced up that triple, you know, office side just to try and slow down any try to pressure to attack. You know, as long as that's like a delay tactic and also to use up all that utility, I think they're going to be fine. We're going to be seeing a quick hold here from FlipSid inside of security.
We're going to have some hyper-aggressive play from Hot in here. Oh, I thought he was going to go out, but he actually falls back into the break room. No aggression or droning coming out from reverse right now. They're just kind of holding angles and getting into position to see what's going on. Hotten's still in this super exposed spot, super cut off from his team. I believe he did have smoke easily in there with him at the other room, but that's super easy to cut off from reverse.
Yeah, for sure there. They do have the buck. They can go underneath. However, with basically a minute into this round, they need to be trying to speed it up a little bit. We need to be seeing a little bit more drones if they want to try and commit to the security side. If not, they're going to have to go back over to office and try to make something happen there. Looks like we do have Tater from underneath. They realize that something's up, but he's just not sure exactly what he needs to be doing. There goes the buck, finally trying to open up break room. Over a minute that took him to get into just Passport, which does have a door to the outside. Definitely want to see them speed it up, because meanwhile Hutton is gone now. Like, he's gone, he's nowhere nearby that, so they're definitely working off of stale information instead of trying to work off of a drone.
They did a really good job droning him out and getting him out of that position, but in my opinion, it was way too long. Hutton's gonna get the first pick onto Insane. I believe that's through the hatch. That was a good shot from him and good repositioning. The Hibana almost opening up the Mira, but it is going to slow down for a bit, but Tater is going to be holding on the hatch, hopefully getting a pick through that. He's going to walk his way up the main stairs as the team's getting around the site. Han is going to pick off Avenge, and Mint's going to run out onto the west balcony and get a pick onto Pretz. Great, you know, situational awareness from FlipSid right here, just picking off those stragglers. Tater's going to come to on contact with Hotton, but he is going to miss the shots, and Hotton is going to get the finishing blow, and he's going to peek the hall and kill Nick. Oh my goodness, wow. First round for FlipSid. Insane plays from Hotton right now. Hotton's nuts.
With a 4K indeed, almost with the ace, however, he got it picked away from him. Very peculiar that reverse was, again, you know, not really working off of drones, and that the fact that they just decided to keep pushing security without any real plan. You know, I kind of see where they're going from. I can get the logic behind, hey, let's send the buck underneath, let's try to open it up, and let's try to debunk those mirrors and then the break room and the different spots, and that's totally fine. However, against a team like FlipSid, they're going to have an answer for that, and that answer is, of course, to have that hatch open. They will be peeking you, so it's not really safe, and it's not viable for you to be underneath there for too long to try and make something happen with a buck. You just cannot do it. From them, I wanted to really see them rotate over into office, or at least try to pressure them in a different way, maybe even get someone on the west rappel, or even use that buck and debunk the mirror inside of box. Debunk the mirror inside of box, then that severely weakens that northwest sort of corner of security, because no longer can the site players kind of help you out, but it's just all you. Like, it's all them inside of security, which means you can swing around and you won't be run out on. We saw two players got caught up in that hallway. Obviously, they got called out by that mirror and they got punished for it.
Yeah, I concur completely. You know, it was also good plays from Hot, being in the right position at the right time. But like you said, reverse, you know, had the good, the idea to open up below and get Hot and Cold out of those positions, but their time management wasn't that great. They took way too much time below, and then once they were there, they were kind of lost. I don't know if it's because their drones were just shot out, they didn't have that much vision, or if they were just scared. They just didn't really know how to go from there. Now, as the next round starts, FlipSid is going to be coming onto this east balcony to going for a dome team. Have some interesting context with that mirror, but nothing's going to come out from it as the rest of the team pushes onto the side. Talon, what are you hoping to see here from FlipSid?
So right now we see him over on the office side. We see 4 of their members. We do see that Ying. There is no Bucks, so we're probably not going to be seeing too much from underneath. However, expect them to really just use those drones and get those picks. Honestly, they're just going to go and hop in. As soon as they see that office is clear and that the ones in Fountain, they should be able to hop in and just go in from there. You know, we've seen Houghton, he was trying to take out that mirror. Didn't really work, but that tells you immediately that they are ready to invest. Looks like Press is actually going to pick up one on the easy first opening frag for Reverse here. This is definitely interesting. Now they do have ADSs in this spot, so Mint likely going to be going up onto the roof potentially to get a nade off. Now with this mirror inside of Fountain, I would actually want to see it rotate from FlipSid. Now that I think about it, they need to just go from security side. There's no point in trying to butt your head against this mirror inside of Fountain. Just go ahead, get a rotate, try and figure out where they're not using that utility.
Like I said, the aggressive playstyle of this team. Pretz getting another kill onto Houghton as Houghton takes down his teammate. The trade is going to be there. But Pretz still in this corner that's hard to get him out of. Jarvis is going to be sliding through the room, but he is going to get the kill onto Pretz behind the mirror. Maybe he's going to have this little challenge, but it doesn't look like they want to risk anything too quick. 1 minute on the clock, slow, and Nick is going to get the kill onto Jarvis from the hall as his teammate's going to run into East Stairs. Mint maybe trying to get a frag. Pojo's going to jump in the window, and the mirror's going to throw the C4 over. Is going to connect, and it takes down Pojo. Mint in a 1v3, droning down. He sees the mirror. He knows where they are. The bomb's down in a safe spot to get, but he's going to need to get this mirror down. But she does have 2 teammates right in the hall and right in Archives.
Now remember, Mint has to plant the bomb, right? So he has to go to them. Perfect play with that smoke. Mint's actually going to be able to pick up Avenge. That's an interesting little decision there. Nick Ranger is inside of that hallway, so he's going to be able to pick off Mint. They should be getting a crossfire right now between the smoke and the Jaeger. I don't think that Mint's going to be able to have very many options except for to try and go into Archives door, try and make a play. Looks like he will be coming over. We will be seeing a little bit of contact. No, that is actually going to be Reverse picking up the very first round, bringing it 1-1.
Great play from Nick there to know that Mint was rotating. I was hoping Mint would have gotten all the way around into the back of Archives, but you know, you live and learn. And like I said, it goes back to the same thing, that Reverse with that aggressive play, something that FlipSid has struggled with before. Pretz just running out, getting the first pick onto Easily. It's what Reverse needs to be doing, and they're on the right track. And I hope they can bring that into this attack round and take advantage of FlipSid's 2 new players that they have right now.
Yeah, for certain. And so one thing we did see there was FlipSid droned out all of Office. They saw the mirror on the Fountain wall. However, we didn't quite see them rotate around. Now, the reason why I say that is because if they have a mirror in Fountain, then they likely don't have a mirror or any other utility really inside of security, which means if you can take security quick and then you can open up box from there once you have security control, you would have a much better time instead of just butting your head against a defense that you're not really prepared for. You know, there's a lot of different options to get rid of that mirror, but we didn't see any of them. Like, we didn't see a Twitch used to try and open it up. We didn't see them go underneath to try to open up that mirror. We didn't even see them try to nade from above. That was one thing I was kind of like looking out for. You know, was Mint on that sledge going to be able to go above and nade that person in that middle center area of offices? We will not be seeing that. Interesting. Now going into round number 3, FlipSid, they will now be playing inside of this customs. Now, obviously a team like Reverse probably doesn't have the experience that FlipSid does. And so the question is, do they even have a strategy to try and play against this different site?
Now, it looks like they're going to be doing the same type of pull that in security that they had the last round, which worked really well with Houghton being able to, go for those aggressive plays and have that liberty, while the rest of his team holds everything down. But Reverse looks like they're going for a different take now as they are coming onto the east side. Looks like they're going to get, east control. But Tater's going to get ran out by Houghton, and Houghton's going to get the pick, and his teammates aren't even coming to help. I'm pretty sure I saw one of Reverse's teammates. Yep, Nick Rager right there. Not really helping his teammate. Maybe he was on a drone, but that's something that Reverse has to be ready for. It happened once with Houghton going for those picks. They just can't give away too much, life right now. They need to keep the 5. They need to get everything and push as a team. I feel like they're not informed on where FlipSid's hiding right now.
Exactly. Now they are doing the right thing. Whenever they're inside of customs, my personal opinion is you got to push from offices over. If you're going to try and take security from the outside, it's not going to work out too well for you. Well, it looks like we'll be seeing a cheeky angle from Hot and Cold. He's not going to be able to pick it up. But again, this hyper aggression is just here. They can't handle it right now. Reverse just has to wait for those runouts. Mint currently sitting on those metal stairs, just ready to try and receive anyone. I like this castle actually inside of Archives. This is definitely a good delay tactic. However, easily he's going to punish that Ying throw. Instead of having his gun ready, he was throwing out one of those Candela devices that is definitely going to allow Mint to push up even closer. You know, will he be able to pick one up? Yes, he will be onto Insane. Brings it to a 2-on-5. Here comes just the train coming on in. That's going to be Prez taken down easily.
Yeah, again, I definitely like this new flip side. It's the confidence, and Mint's going to take down Pretz as Houghton will take down Nick as he was having that little, tussle with Mint. And I don't know if it's the confidence because they're playing a team that's hasn't, been anywhere, or their name hasn't been that much out there that's giving them the confidence to play more aggressive, or if it's their new pickup. Now, Houghton right now is having a lot more room, a lot more freedom to go for these plays that he used to be able to do. And throughout the seasons, he was kind of pushed off of it. He was playing other roles. He wasn't put in that Fryer role, which he dominated. And now that he's back into it, I just love what I'm seeing right now from him, because he's doing these cheeky angles. He's doing these runouts. He's being like the whole old hot and cold that got helped FlipSid get the lands. And he's just, dominating them right now.
Yeah, now here's the thing. When you're playing against a Pro League team and then you're playing against a CCS team like you are now, the question is, are you going to be playing a little bit more aggressive than you normally were? Or are you more confident? Because I think that's a lot of things that people just don't realize, is that when you're playing against another team of a lesser, or honestly another a higher level team, you might not be in the same mindset as you would in a scrim against an equal team. So that can really change up a lot of things. And I'm wondering, is this what Hot and Cold really does on the day-to-day basis, or is it just because that's what his team needs right now? Because honestly, he's basically carrying the team, being aggressive and getting those picks. However, what if he gets punished? If he starts getting punished, what if Reverse starts saying, okay, well, he's obviously going to start running out. Realistically, these patterns start forming. So you have to be careful that you're not getting too overly aggressive, lest that get punished, and then all of a sudden your team is down 4v5.
I hope Reverse, can answer back this round and take what you said and, start countering FlipSid. But I'm really happy to see Houghton back on Ash, because there was a period of time where he asked to switch, or because they picked up Adam, he switched off the role, and he wasn't able to play this hyper aggressive role. And like you said, and in the last season with Chapstick on the roster, he wasn't playing this hyper aggressive Ash. He wasn't on Ash. And now that he's back on it, which is the role that he dominated so well, I hope he can carry this on throughout more games too, as well keeping the same ferocity throughout this game. Now, 2 minutes on the clock. As nobody has been dropped, they did successfully take the customs area. I wonder, oh my god, Jarvis gets the pick onto Nick through that pixel angle. That's going to be the castle down. Nothing really lost, assuming that he got all the castles down. But from this point on, what do you think is going to be going through Reverse's head right now?
Well, right now, that they have to realize that FlipSid is kind of playing a pick game. They kind of slowed down after they took over that customs and that supply office. FlipSid is just sitting there waiting for picks, and they were able to get one. Jarvis actually did pick up onto the castle. So now it's all going to be on Reverse saying, all right, where are they going to be coming from, and how can we, help counter this? They do have the Archives hatch reinforced. I do not like that at all. You definitely need to try and leave that soft, because honestly, it looks like FlipSid is going to be pushing from that exact angle that hatch could be watching if it was open. It's going to be really up to this Ella inside of Bathroom to try and make something happen, and no, it will not, as easily picks him up on the other side. Insane's actually able to mint a little bit of an equalizer, but not quite enough, as it is a 3-on-4.
That was a good teamwork play from FlipSid right there to open it up and have easily take the pick. But unfortunately, they did have the Abana holes already open, and, Mint was just traded out real quick. But they are going to be pushing into the site. Houghton, baits out the Ella, but easily is going to pick on Insane from the bathroom. Mira, the only one in sight, as Jaeger's going to be roaming. Houghton's going to be sneaking through, and he's going to get the pick onto Avenge. Bomb's going to be going down as Jaeger's on stairs, but Houghton's going to finish him off, clean him up. Great play from FlipSid. It was some really good teamwork coming out of them, and Revenge honestly just looked overwhelmed at that point, that they were closed in, and like you said, the hatch was closed. They didn't really have much rotation, forcing Jaeger to go down the stairs. I'm really hoping they open up a lot more because they're playing super passive. And the thing you said about momentum, about playing a better team, these guys are definitely feeling like they're playing scared. They're playing tight. They don't want to make any mistakes, and they just need to relax.
Yeah, I completely agree there. Now, fundamentally, Reverse didn't really do anything too wrong. I mean, yes, again, they did have the hatch closed, so they couldn't really, help from above. However, they just kind of got picked, right? So FlipSid kind of got into that kind of holding pattern in about, I want to say after like the first third of the round, they kind of like slowed down a lot. They started droning. They started figuring out what they wanted to do, and that's fine on FlipSid's part. However, as you are on Reverse, guess what? You can't get picked. Jarvis, he's just sitting there holding a passive angle, and that has to be an angle that you need to know about. And if you don't know about that angle, you got to get up to date on those angles, because guess what? Getting picked off in sight that early in the round is going to be so difficult, especially for those roamers upstairs, because then all of a sudden now the roamers have to start thinking about, all right, how am I going to rotate down? If I rotate down, are they going to be watching those angles? Do we even have any holes open from above? So a lot of that was just free picks. We did see, I think it was easily on Habana was able to pick up a couple as well. Literally just free picks. People just sitting there or peeking, being over aggressive when, they definitely don't need it to be. So again, I totally agree with you that they definitely need to be, slow it down. Looks like we will finally have hot and cold. That pressure, that aggressiveness has been punished. So like I said, now that is going to be putting FlipSid in a 4v5 situation. And honestly, their security is a little bit weaker.
And they're doing exactly what you said, which is what I wanted to see. And I'm seeing a little bit of a trend with these two teams, and it's whoever gets the first pick ends up winning the round. And I know usually when you're a pro league team with experience, once you get the first pick, how to take the rest of the site with that aggression, with that advantage. And Reverse, I'm hoping with this pick onto Hotten's aggression that they're able to do what FlipSid has been doing to them and just mass dominate and, populate the area and give FlipSid limited room. Avenge almost, giving away the lead for that barbed wire.
I was cringing. Let me tell you there, that is super risky trying to get in all the way and punch Barb. Remember, barbed wire does not slow you down nearly as much. Honestly, it wouldn't have been that big of an issue if it was still alive. Right now, we need to be seeing some pressure from underneath. I need to see that bug get under by that front door, get that box mirror open. That way you can swing around to the west side of security and not get punished for it. But meanwhile, again, the rest of Reverse, is just doing nothing. They're going to be trying to ying in. They're going to be trying to push in, but I don't think it's going to work.
I'm not a fan of what they're doing here. I don't think anybody's blind. Avenge is going to run it in and get the kill onto...
What?
Get the kill onto Pojo, but Mint's going to trade out Pretz, who is a teammate in gunfight coming out from Avenge. I wonder if he's going to get some help from Jarvis from the back. Yes, but Nick's going to get the trade onto Mint. 3v2. Jarvis is going to be the lone man inside of this customs, above customs security area. He's going to be slowly circled, but Easley's going to be with them. Nick's going to get the kill onto him. Easley is looking a little lost, but he's going to get the trade kill onto Nick. Both players know that he's not in sight right now, so Tater is going to be, getting sight, holding the angle. Easy's going to be slowly creeping up to try and get the position. He saw Tater! Oh my god, but Tater's going to be holding the angle. Easley's going to be also holding the angle, even though they have sight. I think he might have bomb down. This is quite... Yeah, but he does have bomb down, as Insane's going to be coming onto that northwest door. Tater not putting the pressure that he needs. He's trying to wall bang Easily right here, but Insane has the bomb. He's pinning down Easily, which is a good thing to do right now. They can just hold, get bomb down, 20 seconds on the clock. Bomb's going to be successfully down. They just have to hold right now. They don't got to do anything out of the norm.
Completely agree. Honestly, Tater, he's kind of holding a little bit passive. I need to see him try to link up with his teammates so he can get a trade battle, but that's going to be the round as Tater from the east stairs is able to clean up easily. And there we go. That 4v5 at the beginning of the round. That is so crucial. And honestly, they won the trade battles and it came down to a 2v1 in the end.
Easily knew exactly where he was, but just wasn't able to connect the shots with the angle. And that was some good play from Reverse. I was expecting Tater to, go in as a typical Ash and try and get the frag, but that was some good angle holding. They just picked up the bomb. Easily wasn't putting that much aggression onto it, and they just went for a clean plant and held the angles. And that's exactly what we needed to see from Reverse. So I'm really happy that they're doing exactly what you said they had to do.
Yeah, exactly. And one thing that to keep in mind was that Pojo on that mirror actually got picked by the Ying running in there with that LMG. That LMG is arguably really bad. So the fact that Pojo just wasn't quite aware enough, I think really did open up a lot of that, for that extra play. We did see Jarvis also push across from box to try and help reinforce that security. However, in my opinion, just leave him there. Yes, you also did have Diffuser down, but in the end, Easley didn't really play off of that Diffuser. He just kind of gave it away for free, even though he knew he had it. I think that extra pressure from Tater on the backside definitely, made a difference. So going into, the next defense is coming up, it's like, if you're hot and cold, do you keep trying to apply that pressure, or are you going to let that get to your head?
Honestly, I think Cotton just needs to take a step back and play as a team right now. Something that you want to do as a fragger, as your team's main fragger, is always have the element of surprise. You don't want to get into a pattern. So the fact that he just kept peeking all the defense round, it showed last round he just got picked off and gave away his life. Now, something I want to see from him on the next defense round is play a little more with his team, holding crossfires, and try and bait them using that assumption that he's going to be aggressive again. So I'm hoping that Reverse doesn't fall into it, but, I don't know how it's going to play out right now.
So we will be seeing Reverse. They are giving up security. They're not going to be playing it at all. Now, they do have a mirror, but we're not going to be seeing a mirror on box. This is honestly worrying me a little bit. Now, there is no Thermite to completely punish this, so they will be having to use those Habanas to try and make something happen. However, look at this. Flip side, 4 people on drones. Oh, that would have been an interesting run out there if someone was there to punish it. However, they're going to have to try and get underneath. They're going to have to use those twist drones, get those batteries off, and then they're going to be able to open it up. And from there, it should be a fairly standard take. We're not seeing any pressure. We're not seeing any counterplay to them being able to get this box wall open. Now, of course, with those yings on Pojo, I don't know. We could be seeing a quick flash plant or a smoke plant getting in there. I'm not really favoring their chances right now, because Flipside just already has so much control with 1:30 left.
And Nick's going to successfully get out there. I thought he was for sure done with that angle being held by Pojo. Now, this passiveness could either win or lose in the round. But Mint's going to go in and get the first pick onto Nick. Pojo might be going for the plant as Houghton gets the kill onto Insane. Jarvis is going to get the flanker, Tater, and Avenge is going to get Houghton down, throw the C4 down, but Jarvis from the Hall, good play from him, taking down the Avenge and the C4. Just going to be pressing this 1v4, but Mint's going to successfully wash him out. Bomb got down, but it didn't even matter. Now, that passiveness that Reverse kind of had there, it could have won them the game if they used the retake potential that they had, but they kind of just held angles and just got outgunned while they were taking site.
Yeah, completely there. If you're going to give up security, you've got to have, an answer for them on box wall. They're just going to go and open up box wall. They're just going to get in there. They're just going to frag you out. One thing that was interesting to note is that, we didn't see any yings or smokes come out. It was literally just Mint walking in there with that L85 and just getting a pick. That was as simple as that. They didn't seem to be quite ready for, they got droned out, but they weren't ready for him to push in there. So obviously just got purely fragged out. They just needed to be more attention, and hopefully they'll be able to, bounce back, because we are now on match point 4-2 in favor of Flipside. Honestly, I think Houghton's going to be able to, bring it back, dial it back, say, hey, I'm not going to get picked off. We're going to let them come to us. We're going to play a little bit more standard. I think they've been playing a little bit hyper aggressive, compared to, what they might be doing against a better team. However, this is still anyone's round. I don't want to knock, Reverse out yet, and they can still bring it back. And they have proven, twice before that they can still, put up some rounds.
Now, I think that Reverse having 2 rounds against Flipside is a huge achievement for them. Like we all said at the beginning, we haven't heard much of Reverse. We don't know the players who are on it, but they're putting up a pretty good performance, and they just need there's a few fundamental things that they need to tidy up on with the teamwork and how their setups work. A lot of their kind of takes look a little sloppy, but it looks like in the end they have the basis down to make them a team that's better than the rest. I'm just hoping they use it in the right way. So as they're taking site here, Houghton, like I said, isn't going to be too aggressive. I mean, I hope so. He almost looked like he was going to peek right there. And RVS is just going to be slowly approaching the site, wasting... I want to say wasting time, because they're not really doing that much. They're slowly droning. But I really hope their time management gets better here.
Yeah, for sure. I actually kind of like this read from Jarvis. You know, he's playing downstairs inside of customs. Historically, Reverses, you know, said, hey, we're going to go into passports. So maybe this is kind of Jarvis saying, you know, hey, I'm here. I'm going to try and, you know, delay you just a little bit more. And of course, you know, with that time management, I'm not sure if they're going to be ready for it. Now, I'm not sure why Buck is going to be on East Stairs. Not much that you can do as a Buck from there. As Pojo is going to be able to take up Avenged. You know, that's what happens when you get a little bit too aggressive. You're trying to do a little bit more peeking against a mirror that you probably shouldn't. And so this is kind of like the classic F3 that I'm kind of more used to. You know, they're ready for all this stuff to come into them. You know, Hutton's going to say, you know, hey, I'm not going to really peek too much. We're just going to let them try to walk into security, and we're just going to get the easy picks from there. Meanwhile, it looks like Reverse has now actually rotated over towards the office's side. They finally realized that, hey, this isn't going to work. They have Twitch on that AC unit as well. So here comes Reverse. I like this changeup.
And like you said, like Han just doesn't need to go for those aggressive plays, but just as I say that, he's going to get taken out by Nick, who's going to get the frag, bringing it at an even 4 versus 4. Insane's going to be in that dome hall. Pojo could get this pick. Now, the thing about Han not needing to be aggressive is his team can make plays off of him. Mint's going to get the sick knife onto Insane, getting the advantage, but again, the trades come out and Tater gets easily as Jarvis picks up Nick. So 3v2 in favor of the defenders, but Tater does have sight. They have sight, but they don't have diffuser. So Mint's going for this aggressive play. They're trying to figure out how are they going to get the diffuser here. Time is ticking down, but Mint's going to get Pretz as she, you know, gets successfully. Tater's just kind of holding the angle here, not making any set of movements. He's hoping someone kind of walks into him, but I think they know that he's in sight. So, as time's ticking down, still no movements. FlipSid has a solid, secure hold against the bomb, and Tater's going to come around the corner and catch Pojo's right hook, giving the round to FlipSid. 5-2. Great play from FlipSid, and I don't think Reverse should be too upset about this loss. There's another map coming up, but again, they still put up a good fight in this border.
Yeah, I completely agree. So map number 2 is going to be Consulate. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break here. Again, nothing too crazy coming out from this first game. We did see a little bit of over-aggression from FlipSid, you know, then they kind of dialed it back, you know, they just kind of cleaned it up. Reverse, obviously, you know, they just need a little bit more time together, I feel like. You know, they need to also speed up, work on their time management. Unless you have anything else to say, we will be going for a 5-minute break, and we'll come back for map number 2.
See you guys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is season 2 of the CCS Invite Series. You're watching Reverse Esports versus FlipSid Tactics. Map 1 on border did go to FlipSid. Map 2 is going to be on, I believe it is Consulate. So, Fox, what do you think of that first map, and how do you think that Reverse should be able to pick it back up?
Well, honestly, I think Reverse showed some signs that they're, you know, better than they did. Like, they deserve their spot here. They did exactly what was needed. You know, they countered Han's aggression after they picked up on it. They understood how to kind of use that aggression against FlipSid and how to get their positioning and, you know, get them some rounds. I'm hoping in this Consulate game they can feel, you know, be a little more loose, be a little more aggressive, you know, go with the flow, play how they would play it, like, you know, normally. Like, they're playing a really scared, really passive. It's probably because, you know, their first time going up against FlipSid or a pro league team, and I just think it's in their head a little bit too much.
Yeah, and with that, we should be going on into it. Here we go. Map number 2 on Consulate. Reverse is going to be starting on defense. FlipSid is going to be starting on attack. This map, who do you think is going to be playing, or what do you think the scoreline is going to be, Fox? Do you think it's going to be like a quick, you know, 4-4 and then go into OT, or do you think it's going to be a much more one-sided compared to border?
Well, like I said at the beginning of the game, FlipSid is a lot more tactical team in my opinion, and the fact that they have this kind of wrecking ball, hot and cold, who can bring that aggression as the rest of the team, you know, strats it up and outsmarts the team. I think it's gonna go. I'm saying it's gonna be either the same scoreline, or if not, Reverse will get less rounds.
Gotcha there. You know, honestly, I expect to see, you know, once FlipSid gets onto the defense, I expect to see a lot of runouts, a lot of Valkyrie play. You know, that's something we're actually not seeing from Reverse as a Valkyrie. That's interesting. They have decided to bring a Mute. Mute, definitely not really standard, I would say. You know, it's definitely useful, especially, you know, on a map this big. However, you know, I don't really agree with bringing that over someone like a Valkyrie or even a Pulse. Pulse is super strong here. And I think the flip side is going to be able to punish this, as they do have both Thermite and Habana. No Thatcher to be seen, but they don't really need Thatcher. They can get that buck, they can get that Ash from above inside of piano control. I guess the real big question here is, is FlipSid going to go and try to hunt those rumors from top down, or are they just going to try and go for that, circle desk and piano hold or control, and then just work it from there? We've seen a lot of teams just say, hey, you know what, you can have the rest of the map. We're just going to be ready for your flanks. And, with no Valkyrie, I think, no flanks is definitely going to be, tough to pull off.
I think Reverse's goal right now was kind of just hold the garage as best as they could, but any experienced team knows that you got to take piano, you got to take upstairs, get rid of roamers, and that denies the whole bandit and the whole mute that they brought specifically for this, as there's going to be this little engagement between Houghton and Tater, but Tater's going to make it away with 40% less health. Houghton's just going to drone out. Oh, but there is 2 reverse members up here, and my mistake. I thought they were going to be focusing on holding the garage. It turns out doing the right thing and holding above, but Easy will get the pick onto Avenge. The Ella, who's going to be hanging from the hatch right there, making it 5-4 in favor of Hot and Cole, in favor of FlipSid. And, they're doing a good job getting rid of the roamers here.
Some quick pickups by both Hot and Cold, and Mint does bring it to a 5-on-2 situation. This is not looking good for the very first round on this console map for Reverse. We will be seeing, FlipSid. It looks like Hot and Cold's just kind of going in there by himself upstairs, but it's been working, honestly. I like that interesting and more, unique use of that Ash charge, try to get that Jaeger out of there, something you don't really see too often, but it's going to be all up to Insane and Nick Ranger to try and make something happen. But with this buck, with the Ash upstairs, there's really not that much they can do. Looks like FlipSid has opened up all the hatches. They've gotten everything open. Jarvis on one side picks up Insane. Meanwhile, Hot and Cold cleans it up, taking out Nick Ranger. So what do you think really went wrong there for Reverse? I feel like, they just kind of fell apart really quickly, but it's very hard to kind of pinpoint like one specific issue.
Well, Reverse had the good idea. They could hold the garage and they can hold upstairs for people coming into piano. I just think they weren't ready or weren't expecting where FlipSid was going to be coming from, and they kind of overextended and put themselves into positions that they were left alone, or put themselves in positions that they weren't expecting to get, droned out and taken down, or droned out and Ash charged like Hot and Cold tried to do at the beginning. So in my opinion, I just think they weren't ready for it.
Yeah, exactly. That Jaeger kind of played in a little bit of an aggressive spot, in my opinion. If there was a nade instead of an Ash charge, that would have been an even quicker pick. And if someone was on, say, the piano windows waiting for that drop down, that could have also, resulted in, him getting picked off. So he did kind of get lucky there, in my opinion. He got away, so they really just need to kind of focus, hey, how important is upstairs? Is it really wasting that much time? Because we still have FlipSid, they're still trying to open up the rest of the garage. They have, Pojo, I believe it was on Thermite. He was getting that open while everything else is happening. How much is having 3 players upstairs, really helping you if you're not playing together and you're not really wasting that much utility? Because let me tell you, 1 Ash charge for about 60 health, that's worth the utility for sure. So, I mean, I don't know. They really just need to try and play a bit more, either back more, make them try and come in the building, try to make it so that way, as they repel and you can maybe get a pick off, bring that Valkyrie for that extra information. And with that, we will be seeing actually Jarvis on this Valkyrie. So I completely expect to see a little bit of hop outs here, especially if they get too aggressive on these repels and don't have anyone watching out their run outs.
Exactly. For this round, Reverse, it does have the Capitao out and they don't have a Blackbeard. So I'm hoping they do a kind of take onto the B site, smoking off the door and the impact hole that FlipSid has created, and try and repel in, which looks like what they could be doing with the buck opening up that kind of hidden place, that hidden little room in the site, kind of removing anybody who's playing there. But again, the minute time going down, and it's FlipSid just getting picks onto Insane and Tater from Mint and Hot, and then, like you said, that Valkyrie play, just giving them the advantage, as they are going to get the next, Mint's going to get the next pick onto Avenge, leaving Reverse just kind of stuck, gasping for air, being suffocated right now. They just have nowhere to move. They don't know where the cam is. They're just kind of sitting and waiting to get, eaten. Like, it's just FlipSid's here, the monster, and Mint just getting, you know, aggressive for no reason, jumping out on Pretz, but he's going to get the pick onto him. And it's just, it's a 2v4 in favor of FlipSid. And I just don't know what Reverse is going to do here to try and bring it back.
Yeah, you know, those Valk cams super critical here. You know, just giving Mint all the information in the world to get those picks that he needs. Good job on him and the rest of the team for getting the picks. Looks like Easy will pick up Prez, leaving it all on the hands of Nick Ranger as he gets picked off by Hot and Cold from that closet there. And again, you know, those Valk cams just doing absolute wonders. Honestly, Reverse, just bring an IQ. That's going to be your one and only answer to that, or else they're just going to be doing the same picks. They will know when you're not looking. They will know when to run out. And it's just a simple fact of Consulate that, you know, there is going to be a Valk cam and you have to try and find it. And if you do not find it, you are going to get run out on, because there's just no way for you to like watch everything. Now, going into round number 3, Reverse still opting to not really bring a Valkyrie. So we'll see exactly if they just decide to play that more passive angle once again. Interesting use of this castle here. Not exactly sure what they're trying to prevent or slow down with this castle. You know, there is no Mira, so you're not trying to protect a certain Mira spot. So they must just be trying to use it, you know, just to try and slow down a push or something. But I don't really agree with it. Much rather swap out for a Valkyrie, especially that Legion. I don't know. What's your opinion on Legion in the current meta?
Honestly, I think if you have Legion in sight, I think he's really used, especially if, you know, gather up his traps for a late push, and once you know where they're going from, you kind of throw them down to slow down the attack and suppress the opposing team's aggression. But something I wanted to bring up is just I really like this Hot and Cold and Mint duo. I know the rest of the team is doing a lot, especially Jarvis with his amazing cams. I just love how Hot and Mint are just kind of going back and forth off of each other, you know, getting a pick, bringing the attention to one side, and then one jumping out the other and getting another pick and bringing the attention there. And it's all because of, like I said, Jarvis on the Valkyrie. And something I don't understand is why Reverse hasn't brought Valkyrie yet. Maybe it's because they just aren't ready, or they don't have the experience that FlipSid does. They don't really know where camp spots are. It's just leaving kind of like a lackluster taste in my mouth watching this match right now, because FlipSid just looks so much more intellectually ready to go up against Reverse, and they just kind of look lost right now.
Yeah, obviously they don't play this map nearly as much as Border. You know, Border, obviously one of those very popular maps, so you're going to be seeing that played a lot. So a lot of these, you know, smaller teams, at least tier 2, tier 3 teams, are definitely going to be much more comfortable on it. However, Consulate, you know, not very many people scrim it, you know, speaking from experience. There goes Main taking off a nade to start off this round onto Avenge. That's going to be the Legion. Oh, that's not good. Legion, definitely someone you need to be trying to stay alive, you know, until the very end of the round to get maximum use out of those Legion traps. Again, just need to bring that Valkyrie. That would definitely help. And so, you know, again, you know, like I was saying, a lot of these lesser teams haven't really played this map as much. So again, FlipSid definitely has the advantage here. You know, the more experienced teams are going to be the ones that are going to be playing it more.
Exactly. Like I was saying, like, just Legion, don't bring him at all if he's not going to be used to his full potential until the later round. Hopefully he got a couple traps down, but again, they just look a little lost, and I'm hoping that they're able to kind of switch something up into the later rounds, because right now it's just in favor of FlipSid so much. It just looks like they're just going to get control right now before they jump in and do anything. But, you know, the defense, there's 1 minute on the clock, and the defense just has not much to hold with. They have a Smoke who's low on HP, they have a Castle and a Jaeger, so it's all going to be up to gunfights and good positioning. And nothing coming out from FlipSid right now, as they're slowly going to take their positioning around the site. And there you go, one of the leasing traps, just slowing down the push. And that's why it has so much potential. Imagine 9 of those in like one spot. But like I said, Nick getting the pick onto Easily, they needed that aggression. And again, they need more of this. 30 seconds on the clock, and FlipSid hasn't really pushed or done anything. Smokes will come out. Mint's going to walk into the hallway and gets a pick onto Tater as Hot and gets Nick below, but Insane's going to get the pick onto Nick. Pojo's going to be inside with the bomb down, but Pretz is going to kill out Pojo as the defuse is coming out. Oh no, hopefully Jarvis can get down in time. Hot is going to manage to down, but the diffuser is going to get killed. The person defusing going to get killed by Jarvis, who managed to rappel down. Honestly, I was clenching my cheeks for that one. I am so happy Jarvis was able to rappel down in time and get that kill.
Yeah, I was really worried. I was like, no, they don't realize it is diffusing. And, just time and time again, we've seen that sort of situation where there's attackers alive, but they're just nowhere nearby to even like realize that they're diffusing. I like that play though from that smoke. Super, super smart for them to just, get right on it. Just don't hesitate. If they're on the window, they're going to kill you anyway. So just get right on it and just hope for the best. I gotta say, nice try there. I wonder how many hits he was away. He had to have only been, one or maybe even like half a hit away. It was just so long between Jarvis, getting on that rappel to get all the way down. That would have been interesting. What if Smoke hopped off and was able to get that pick? That would have been pretty neat. But honestly, that was kind of a slower round from FlipSid than I kind of expected. All these other rounds have been, really snappy and fast. Whereas that one, they did kind of take their time. Felt like they had to like think about what they were doing. All right, go through the motions. We did have the Buck, and the Buck didn't really want to do anything from underneath. He just decided, I'm just going to go up these stairs and just try and get picks. And he did get a pick, and then eventually did get traded back. So with that, again, we're now up to 3-0. This is definitely, if you're reverse right now, you got to be, feeling that pressure. Hey guys, we got to try to make something happen. It's going to be tough, let me tell you.
I think a big reason on why they didn't really do much toward once they had positioning is because they got the early nade pick into the back admin office and took out the only player who was playing there. So all they really needed to do was get into position on yellow stairs and in the connector and make sure that they just couldn't help from anywhere. And they pretty much already had it, and Houghton was already coming up Visa's stairs behind and getting the flank on. But coming into this round, Reverse is going to be commencing their siege onto the site. Again, they're just, like, if you're looking at the way they play and the way FlipSid played, FlipSid was already up on the windows repelled and in position within the first 30 seconds of the round starting. Reverse looks like they're taking like their drones a little more thoroughly than FlipSid does, because it's already 40 seconds into the round and they haven't gotten into the building yet, as it looks like Insane's gonna be the one on Repel who first repelled in, and that's already a minute down. They haven't done anything, and they're just, FlipSid here is just taking kind of like pot shots at them. As a C4 from Pojo is gonna get Pretz through the Visa and admin office. He's gonna be just chilling down there. He sees everyone, and on the east side going up to admin, and they're just, this is not going to be good for Reverse because they're stuck in this little room. They don't have much positioning. They're not doing anything, and time's slowly ticking down. The Smoke's going to be throwing his smokes down, wasting a bunch of time, and this is not what Reverse wants to be doing. They need to take a ton of movement, a ton of positioning, and, they're just going into the funnel and easily gets a pick onto Avengers. Insane gets to play onto Mint, and Nick's gonna get the kill onto Easily. So, my bad. Some life coming out from Reverse, evening the man count 3-3 as a minute is left on the clock.
I like this almost of a switch up. They did have the IQ, so they kind of understand that those Valk cams were kind of an issue. However, the guys got picked off so early. I don't think he even found any of those Valk cams so important. Like you said, it is now a 3-on-3. Remember that bomb site is going to be on that first floor. I'm not really agreeing with this positioning from Jarvis. If he gets kind of caught out by Nick here on that spiral stairs, this could be honestly disastrous for FlipSid. They do have a pulse, so they can potentially get a C4. But it's going to be really, really risky. It looks like the Buck is trying to take an aim duel from above. That's going to go ahead and force Jarvis right back on into the bathroom. Now, guess what? FlipSid's kind of cornered right now. It's going to be all up to Pojo to try to make some sort of sick flank go off. And honestly, Reverse has an opening right now, but they need to take it. They need to stop hesitating. The diffuser is in the hands of the Buck. Looks like Tater's going to pick up one as Hot and Cold trades it back. Nick immediately trades it right back. And now it's a 2-on-1. Going to be all up to Pojo, like I said, on that flank to try and make something happen. The diffuser has not gone down. There's now 10 seconds left. As Nick comes around, Pojo's able to pick up one, brings it to a 1-on-1. Will Ash go for the pick? Yes, he will, but Pojo gets a second one, saving it. He saved it for FlipSid. They go into match point 4-0. Oh my goodness, where was that diffuser plan?
Reverse just throwing away the round. They had 2-1, they had the man advantage, and they had the positioning, they had the bomb. They could have just planted right there, but I guess a missed call out gave them some information. They just bolted straight to the piano door where Han was just slowly walking through and just got the 2 picks. Like, that's not what you want to be doing as when you have a man advantage like that. They had the bomb. I don't know why they moved. I don't know what the call was or what the play was, but there was absolutely no reason for them to move. There was no reason for them to hesitate. Like, you even saw the Ash come from the piano hall to help his teammate and cover his teammate plant the bomb, but instead his teammate just ran right by him, like tag you're it, and just ran straight into the piano room and just like caught those hands. Like, it's insane. It's mind-boggling to me what they're doing right now. They're playing as expected, which sounds a little rude, but I'm hoping they take this match or take what they've done and learn from it, because in my opinion they do show a little hope, or like they have like that glimmer that they could be a good team. They could be the next best team, but they need to know what to fix. And I think this match shows a lot of the flaws, or a lot of the gaps in their play, aside from, you know, the missed gunfights. But I'm really hoping that they can learn from this video, from the VOD, because right now, fifth round, 4-0 in favor of FlipSid, and just I'm honestly, I hope Reverse can, you know, get the four round sweep, but in my opinion, it doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, you know, going back to that little bit of, you know, play there, you know, there's no reason for you to go to piano. You know, when you have control, you know, you just need to get the diffuser down, because remember, when you're diffusing, it's essentially a one-on-one. If you've got one person planting the diffuser and you've got, you know, one person covering, guess what? It's a one-on-one in that situation. So you either need to go both and try and find the kill and go find the kill together, or you need to go and get that plant down and then try to play off the diffuser. Obviously, there's a miscommunication there. But with that, round number 5, Reverse has a monumental, I'm going to say statue to try and climb over. A golden statue of FlipSid there. And honestly, FlipSid definitely looking unstoppable in this situation. They're all on rappel. They're ready to go. They've got the coverage that they needed. There is no Valkyrie. There are no runouts that I suspect are going to be coming from Reverse. A lot of this is just going to be coming out Mint again with the opening nade. That is just so critical to get. I love this droning, and I like the communication that we're honestly seeing. You know, FlipSid just calling them out, and there it goes in a nade. Easy kills there. So we will now be having Pojo with the diffuser going in for the early plant, 1:22 in. And they're already going for a plant. But it looks like we have Ella from below will actually pick up Pojo. This is not good. The diffuser is now in the control of Reverse.
Oh my god, I thought it was a huge mistake how passively they were playing it, but they had the hole below, and Pretz got the easy kill, and then Han came in, and Pretz slapped him too. Jarvis got a pick onto the into the bathroom, and he's inside sight. They have sight, but the bomb is still down, and they have to get rid of Connector, and they have to get rid of Yellow Stairs, because they have a good crossfire right now. Jarvis is just pinned down from a position. He does fire some shots at Nick, but is going to be stuck. Pretz is in a good position, watching the bomb, making sure nobody comes into the window. Jarvis's team is going to be coming in from below, from the Yellow Stairs, but Pretz is there, so I don't know what they're going to be able to do. 30 seconds is left. They haven't done much. Easily gets a pick onto Pretz on the Yellow Stairs as he gets hit by Ella. Mint's on the window. He is going to see Nick and get the kill onto him as Nick just runs into the open. Tater, last man alive. Can he win it for his team? 15 seconds. Bomb's going to be going down. The bomb is not going to be going down. There's 2 people onto the bathroom and Yellow Stairs area. Bomb is now going down by Mint. Bomb is down. Tater is just going to be firing some shots. This is such a tight hold. Nobody from FlipSid overextending. They're playing such a good round right here, just playing super passive. They don't need to be greedy. They know this. Tater running down the time, slowly pushing up. He is going to snipe that drone, fire some shots into Jarvis, spooking him. And he is going to run across, and Jarvis is going to come into contact with him, but he is going to get his head torn off. Mint moved up behind the wall. Tater's going to shoot into the drone, and Mint's going to peek but not shoot. Stalling time. They're kind of just toying with him right now. Oh, didn't mom teach you not to play with your food? He's going to run around, and Easy's going to shoot him from Yellow Stairs, giving the round 5-0 to FlipSid. It's just how I predicted it. Talon, what do you think of this match, man?
I got to say, Reverse, you guys did pretty well. Especially for your first CCS match. You know, don't take it too hard. You know, hopefully you guys go through, look at the VOD, you know, take this as a learning experience and say, you know, hey, you know, we played arguably one of the, you know, top teams in the league. We have to really try and focus on our game and not, you know, saying, all right, we lost, all right, it's all over. You know, they definitely need to just, you know, stay focused and stay in it. I like what we've seen so far from them. And I honestly like FlipSid as well. You know, good job for being able to pull it out. So with that, in the very next matchup, we're going to take a short break, and then it's going to be Reckless versus BBT Battle Buddy Tactics. That's going to be a much closer matchup, I would hope, so stick around for that. Fox, you got anything else?
Exciting match, and the next one is just going to be even better. So we'll see you guys soon.